Hi, friends. Welcome back to another weekly live tarot reading from me, Juno, and Junodrome Intuitive Arts. So, welcome. We're going to be doing a deep dive into what to expect from this week. We're going to go into every zodiac sign. So, stick around for your sun, moon, and rising signs. And then we'll do a collective message at the end. A couple things first. We are celebrating 1,500 subscribers to the channel. So if you are subscribing to the channel, thank you so much. I appreciate it. And as a token of my thanks for everybody who's subscribed, I'm doing a giveaway for a free in-depth personal reading from me. So if you would like to enter a chance to win a free in-depth personal reading, you can do so on my website, junodrome.com, or you can go down to the description section of this video now. In the description section, you will find a link to how to enter the drawing. So go ahead and click that link, and you can enter in to win a free in-depth reading from me. Okay, so we're going to do something a little bit different first. So we're going to get into all of the zodiac signs and the tarot in just a moment. But first, I've got a little bit of an automatic writing channeled message I did, and I think I'm going to lead with these from now on. So we're going to start with that, see what channeled message we need for the week, and then we'll do the zodiac signs, and then we'll do another collective reading, and then we'll see where we are from there. So let's do some channeled messages. This says, don't discount the opportunities for stillness that come from seeming setbacks. As time moves forward for you, there is more unfolding around you in a cyclical motion than you can understand. Though the desire to see life and time and your movement through it as a straight line, if you were given the chance to see yourself from a higher dimensional plane of existence, it would become clear to you that the unfolding of life that is your collective existence of the expanse between birth and death is hardly linear. There is no straight line path through your reality, and it is simply your culture and the illusion of your brain that leads you to this idea. Instead, reality is a spiral. When something doesn't work out for you, this is an opportunity to embrace stillness, to listen. We encourage you to take some time in stillness and to not charge forward to the next task. Yes, we understand there are things to get done, but they will be done. If this moment calls for a pause and a listen, do take it. This will lead you to further understanding. How did I get here? You can ask. Do I want to be here? If not, why? Do I know why? If I don't know why not? Taking the time here and now to ask yourself these important questions can lead to a further connection to self and an understanding of your reality so that you can move forward from a place of clarity, of connection, and of possibility, and not destruction. There is so much ahead of you, so take the time to address the now as an anchor of a waypoint or a save point in this game of life. Good luck on your trip forward. Love, 5. I don't know what 5 is, but that's what I got. So there's that. Okay, everybody. Now we are going to jump right into the tarot now. So go ahead and listen here for your weekly understanding of what's going to happen. We're going to start with Aries. So what do my Aries sun, moon, and rising need to hear this week? Okay, Aries. Okay, Aries, yes, I see you coming out of a situation. I think maybe you've been stuck recently. Currently, recent past, this kind of energy, there's been a stuckness. Whether this is internal, external, there's a feeling of not being able to move forward, right? And it's coming from this place of heartbreak. So some setbacks, some situations in your past that have left you feeling, and left you feeling like you can't move forward or that things aren't working for you, anything like that. Anything that you've been through that's done that kind of thing, this is coming into a moment of finally being able to come out of it. So this week you're gaining the strength to finally start putting aside some of this struggle. Now, the thing about the 7 of Wands here is that he's not out of the battle yet, right? He's still fighting, but he's no longer at the stalemate energy. He's moved forward to a place of finally being able to overcome, finally being able to get out of it. So for Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising, this is a moment this week. There'll be moments where you can take the time to remove some of the swords from your heart, right, that have been keeping you back, and finally start to gain the upper ground. Now, it might be still a fight moving forward, but you're finally coming out on top through it. So Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising, I hope that that is helpful, and I hope you have an excellent week. We are going to move on now to Taurus. Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising. What can my Tauruses expect this week? Okay, Taurus. Interesting. This one came out again. We'll see how it goes. This deck. I don't usually use this deck, but my other one's busy right now, so we're using this one. Taurus, you got the Heartbreak card too, so just, be a little bit weary, or be a little bit gentle with your heart this week. If things have happened, I don't think this is going to be a heartbreak currently, right? This is very past energy because you have ultimate happiness here. So honestly, Taurus, this is an excellent week for you. You've got ultimate happiness. And I think it's coming from finally being able to put to bed whatever happened that made you feel that heartbreak. You're finally ready to walk beyond it, walk past it, and come to a place of inner clarity and peace and happiness for yourself. This could be a great week for family, right? This card, you look at it, there's this really happy family here. So reconnecting with the loved ones and family might help you come out of a place of feeling, this internal sadness. Just remember that you have more family, you have more people, you have so much in your life. And so you don't need to focus so much on that internal, right? This is a loneliness card, and it makes sense. It happens. We have these internal struggles and we keep them inside. But I think, Taurus, you're being encouraged to reach out to your family, your support structure, your loved ones, your chosen family, whoever in your life you have that you can connect with, and ask for help, and say it, like, really be vulnerable with your loved ones this week, because I think by doing that, it's going to help you cut away the inner thoughts and the inner chatter that are telling you, oh no, I'm not good enough. Oh no, I can't do this. Oh no, everything's terrible, right? You're finally able to cut that away because the objective reality of your life that you can finally see through other people's eyes and the people that love you, when you can connect in with that and get that information from them of like, oh wait, no, this is just all in my head, then you can finally think clearly and come away from this heartbreak struggle card, right? So for my Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising, I really do think this week is all about just reaching out to the people who love you to help remind you that things are not quite as bad as your mind might be telling you, and that in fact you have love, you have people, you have support, you have things in your life, and you can lean on them a little bit more to help feel better about your life and your situation. And that might help you feel like you can finally move out of this energy. So Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising, I hope that that's helpful. And we're going to move on now to Geminis. Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. What can my Geminis expect this week? Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. And if you're just joining me, welcome. We're going to go through all of the zodiac signs. Right now we're on Gemini. We're going to keep going here. Also, if you would like a chance to win a free in-depth personal reading from me, they are available on my website. Go ahead and check out junodrome.com or go down to the description section. I'm currently giving away a free reading as a thank you to everyone who has subscribed to the channel. And if you're new, feel free to subscribe. All right, so we're on to Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. What can our Geminis expect this week? Gemini, you're going to be getting some powerful wisdom and insight this week, and it's coming from a seeming setback. So real quick, I did a channeled message at the beginning of this video. You can go back and read it. It's talking about what to do during a setback, so you might want to check that out, Gemini. But there's some deep wisdom coming into you this week, right? So the thing about the Hanged Man is he is stuck, but he's stuck on purpose. He's purposefully hung himself upside down on this tree in order to gain these deep spiritual wisdom and spiritual insight. So there's some powerful insight coming to you this week, Gemini, that's coming from a place that is unexpected, and it's coming from a place of maybe conventionally might seem like a setback. So people outside of your life might be like, oh, I can't believe that happened to you. But you could be like, no, actually, yeah, it's bad, but also like, look at all these amazing things I've gained from it, right? So there might be like this moment where you can start to do that. And I think that's the thing, like with this 10 of Swords energy, this is like burnout energy or like difficulties, right? It's everything kind of piling on. So I think though that it's an opportunity for you to really kind of take a step back, tune into yourself, and really gain some further insight and wisdom. And this is like totally that channel message I just gave. So check that out if you can later. With the Hierophant, I think that this wisdom is coming from, yes, from a spiritual place. The Hierophant is the Pope, but also, he's organized religion. So there's a sense of like traditional understanding. So it's almost like you're going to be inspired. Maybe you'll be inspired to start to do some research into what people have done in the past to solve whatever thing is going on in your life, or it might be an opportunity for you to really start to view yourself maybe a little bit outside, right? So it's really easy in life to get caught up in our own personal situations, right? We get really caught up in what's happening to us, and it becomes this really like blocked off thing where we're just seeing our own point of view, and we're getting stuck in that, and we're not even thinking about everyone else, and we just kind of get stuck in, oh my god, I can't believe my life, and blah blah blah, right? So easy to get stuck in that. With this Hierophant card, I almost see like this pause moment and this reflection moment opens up your eyes to start to see the whole world a little bit more and start to gain some wisdom and insight from other people. And then maybe that can help you realize that you're not alone in whatever's going on, that actually many people experience the same setbacks that maybe you're experiencing, if you're experiencing any setback this week, Gemini. And so this is a great time for you to really kind of crowdsource solutions from the world, that you can do some research and look out there and see that many people experience whatever's happening. And I think finally what that means is you can finally flip around this Page of Pentacles and move into a period of really starting to gain this stability, so like if you're feeling like a setback, like you don't have enough money, or you don't have enough stability, or something in that physical world is lacking, you can finally move that around by gaining some insight and wisdom on your situation that come from outside of you. So anyway, Gemini, I hope you have an excellent week ahead, and we're going to move on. Okay, so Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. What do my Cancers need to know this week? Okay, there's one more. Thank you. Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. Cancer. Okay, Cancer. I think that this week you're going to feel really compelled to try to play it safe. Something's going on in your life and in your situation right now where maybe you feel scared to be bold or take bold action, and that's not necessarily an impulse that you should listen to. Now, obviously, do things from a place of stability, do things from a place of safety. Make sure that you're feeling good and you're feeling okay before you take steps. Yes, always. But sometimes this card, he can be a little too miserly. He's holding things a little too close. He's a little too scared. He's a little too afraid to get out into the world. And so this week, I think, if you're feeling that, this might be a good time to try to find a way to break out of that and to try to get to the bottom of where that might be. I'm feeling like an inner wound potentially. And so just like try to see, where does that inner wound come from? Maybe something from childhood with this childhood card. And it might be from, distrusting other people, that there could be, distrustful situations that you've experienced in your past that have led you to the point where you feel like you need to be playing it so safe and be protecting yourself in this little cocoon. But I think it's been a little bit too over cocooned lately. And so this week might be a great opportunity to try to break out of your shell a little bit and try to understand that actually not everybody is out to get you, that the whole world isn't evil or mean, that that maybe there's just some situations that you went through that left you feeling challenged. And so maybe this is a great week to get to the bottom of that, to try to understand yourself better and to try to come to a better picture of why you are where you are, what's happened to get you there. You may also want to check out the channeled message from the beginning. So in the description section, you can find a link to that too. Go ahead and check out this channeled message. It was really cool. I'm going to be doing those during this weekly reading too, just a group one, but that's an aside. I think that once you do that though, Cancer, I think maybe you'll be feeling like really more clear about yourself. This could be an opportunity to really take some time to reflect on your life a little bit more, to reflect on the world a little bit more. And as you do that work, I think maybe you'll be left feeling actually really positive by the end of the week. And maybe finally like, you know what, I don't need to be so reserved. Maybe I can finally put myself out there more. And maybe by the end of the week, you'll be feeling more ready to get out into the world and not hold back a little bit, as maybe you're feeling at the beginning of the week. So anyway, Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising, that's my reading for you. I hope you have an excellent week ahead, and we're going to move on. Hey, Kristen, welcome, welcome. You have no idea how hard this hits. Ah, wow. Wow. Oh, cool. Okay, no, that's good. So we're resonating. That's awesome. All right, cool. Maybe you can send this to her too, right? She could watch this video if you want. All right, so let's keep going. Who's next? Next up, we have... after Cancer comes, not Virgo, Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. What can my Leos expect this week? There we go. Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Okay, yeah, so collectively, as we do these readings, there's always something pops out for everybody. Hey, Melissa, welcome. Kristen is my sister. Oh, neat. Oh, cool. All right, awesome. Okay, so, what's neat about these weekly readings is some of the messages tend to blur into each other. I think especially because these are for everyone's sun, moon, and rising sign, they end up kind of being a big collective reading. So what's cool about this is the Judgment card here is really kind of showing us that this week is a big week for reflection. So for you, Leo, just like a few of the other signs, this is a really important moment for you to do some reflecting on where you are right now and take the time and the opportunity to really take a look. This is from a higher plane of existence when you get to the Judgment level. So this isn't like picking yourself apart, like, I can't believe that I did this and I should be here, right? It's not that kind of thing. It's more like, all right, I don't like this about my life right now. So why don't I like it? Why am I here? How did this happen? I'm not going to blame myself. I'm just going to see it fully and I'm going to open myself up to it. And, maybe I can say, oh, well, actually, I can see this aspect of it I never saw before. And I can see I was just coming at it from a place of an inner wound that I've now healed. So maybe if I move forward again, I'm not going to make the same choices because I'm not in the same place, So once you start to do this kind of bigger reflection from the Judgment card, it opens you up to this, Wheel of Fortune energy, Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising, where you can really tune into this ability to feel as though you have actual luck on your side, right? You can feel lucky. Because the thing about luck is sort of like, yeah, some of it's just spontaneity, but a lot of it, though, is mindset. That when you start to look for the good things in life, you'll notice more of those good things and you'll bring in more of those things into your life and you'll make choices and decisions based on the good things, expecting more good things, right? And so it becomes this snowball effect to get to a much more at peace place within yourself and within your life. Whereas, the decisions you might have been making before, particularly if you had subconscious wounding and past traumas and past pain and all of these other things, when you're operating from that level, you don't even see the little lucky things that are popping up around you. So you can't really move forward from that, right? So I think that this week, as you do that kind of reflection, you start to notice, Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising, that you are the emperor of your life, that you are in control, that you are in the driver's seat, and you can move and change in whatever flow in whatever direction that you need for yourself. And that's going to open yourself up to being able to do whatever it is you need to do to get to a better place for yourself and where you feel better. Now, that kind of movement, if you're trying to make big, giant changes in life, just remember those big physical changes, they take time, they take energy, they take space. So don't feel as though you have to make big, giant changes and move everything around this week, right? The Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving of all the knights. And so this week, as you do this kind of movement, this could be transforming your inner environment. And that can happen very rapidly. That could be an instantaneous thing. And you could change your perspective forever in one moment. That's totally possible. Changing the rest of the world, though, that can be a little bit harder, right? And so just, be patient with yourself and this week as you're changing your perspective and moving some things around. I do think there's some change for you, Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. So just be open to that and move in whatever direction you're feeling you need. And I think it's going to work out for you. So Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising, that's it for you. And also a little bit of a throat thing. So maybe you're having difficulty speaking your truth a little bit. So, be gentle with yourself if that's going on. Who's next? Next up, we've got Virgo. Getting text messages. Sorry, everybody. Okay. All right. So, who's next? Next up, we've got Virgo. Virgo, sun, moon, and rising. What can you expect? Oh, Kristen, I just realized this resonates. I found myself constantly wanting to jump ship from a situation that I couldn't for some reason. I can change it. Yes, you can. You can change it. If you need to make changes, go ahead. But I get it. Big drastic changes can be hard to do, and be gentle with yourself as you move forward. Virgo. Okay, Virgo, sun, moon, and rising. You are walking away from something this week, and it's you know what it is? It's walking away from feeling stuck. So something's going on, Virgo, sun, moon, and rising, where I think you finally understood what you need to do to get out of feeling stuck, and it's a vulnerable thing, right? It's a vulnerable thing. So for my Virgo, sun, moon, and rising, if you're leaving some things behind, right? I think that a part of what has been keeping you feeling stuck, if you've been feeling stuck lately, is certain things, certain aspects, certain parts of your life that in the past have been very deeply important to you, deeply sentimental to you, and have been at one point maybe even like key parts of your identity or key parts of who you are. And so to leave those kinds of things behind is a very, very difficult thing to do. And so if you're feeling called to do that, just know that that's hard, and it's okay that it's hard, right? And it's okay if you need to take your time with that kind of thing. But I do think that the whole point of this card is walking away from the things that are no longer working, to find better things, because there's better things out there for you. And it's so easy to stay with what we know because it's familiar, even if it's not good, even if it's hurting us, right? Because it's familiar. And so this card can be about, even though it's scary, walking away from the things that are familiar but not working, because there's better things out there for you. And I see that for you, Virgo, sun, moon, and rising, that there are really wonderful things for you in the future if you walk away from the things that aren't here, right? You have to, it's like you're making space for new things. And so if you're doing that work, be really nurturing and kind to yourself this week for that, because that's really tough. That's a really hard thing to do. And so be very gentle, be very kind with yourself, share as much compassion with yourself as possible, take as much time as you can to feel better. Whatever you need to do, take that time, because this is a moment for it. This is a moment for feeling what you knew. And as you do that, I think by the end of the week, there's this really strong, exciting energy coming in of really passionate inspiration. So, yes, it's a little bit of a bittersweet thing, because I think you're leaving behind some things that are, have been good potentially, but there's some really fiery, passionate, wonderful things ahead here with that Knight of Wands. And so embrace it. Go out there and find it. Go out and chase that sunset here with that Knight of Wands. Going out and chasing the sunset is huge, and it's here for you. There's some beautiful, wonderful things ahead. So let yourself get excited about it. Let yourself get excited for what's to come, because it's out there. This is the 8, right? Yeah. So the 9th and 10th cups are out there for you, and those are some of the most fulfilling happiness energy that you can find. Hey, Linus, that was just Virgo, sun, moon, and rising signs. So we're going to move on now. We're about a third through the zodiac signs. So if you want to go, if you're looking for, sweet deal. Thanks, Linus. If you're looking for Aries through Virgo, those have already happened. And also there's a really cool channeled message at the, Libra Stellium. Sweet deal. Okay. Yeah, so you can go back and check out the channel message too if you want it. Yeah, we're moving on now to who comes after Virgo? Why am I blanking? Libra. Yeah, okay, perfect. You came right at the right time, Linus. This is perfect for you. Okay. So, Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Also, happy birthday, Libras. Are we out of Libra yet? Scorpio's coming up. Have we entered Scorpio yet? We might be in Scorpio now. Can't remember. Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising. What do my Libra signs need to know? Ooh, sunshine. Well, I'm calling it. That's for you. Let's see what else. Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Let's see. Okay. So for my Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs, yeah, first up, big thing for you guys is the sun, right? There's a beautiful, bright, sunny day here. So this week is really all about letting in the daylight, letting in the happiness energy. It's here. It's here. The thing about this kind of like light, right? The light, not just actual sunlight, but like being in the light, from a metaphorical perspective, it's all about, think about when it's a cloudy day, the sun is still there, right? The sun is still shining. It's just the cloud is blocking it. So this is a great opportunity for you, Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising, to take away those clouds, whatever's in your power, and let yourself feel the happiness energy, right? It's a bright, beautiful new day. Yeah, here comes the sun. Great. Exactly. Yeah. So embrace it, right? Embrace it. Embrace the happy things, the little wonderful things. This could be even just, taking a few minutes to sit in the window when the sun is shining through and just kind of be an array of sunshine like a cat lying in the sun, right? There's a little bit of that energy here, easiness. Ease your way through this week. Don't push too hard. Let things come to you this week, Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising. And I think that that's the thing. That's going to help you kind of get out of this maybe overthinking things. Don't overthink what's happening this week, and if you feel like your thoughts are pushing you in one direction or pushing you in the other, take a step back, take some deep breaths and get back into that little bit of that lazy energy, right? It's okay to be a little lazy this week, I think. You're dreaming of the future here with the Two of Wands. This is a week for imagining what's to come. So I do feel there's a bit of a pause energy here as well, which I talked a little bit about pauses here in the channeled message. You can go back to the very beginning to listen to that if you want to find more about that. But I do think there's a little bit of this sort of paused energy for you here that comes from just taking some extra time. Because I think that when you do that, you're going to get some inspiration and some new ideas energies here too with that Knight of Swords. You might get some new ideas, some new perspectives, some new understanding that comes from just kind of slowing down a little bit. So take some time, slow things down, feel things comfortable. Thanks, Lioness. I really appreciate that. Take the time for that. And I think that as you do that, especially if you've been feeling unstable, or you feel like something about your physical world is a little disconnected, by taking this time to just be in that happiness energy and that pause and that sunshine, easy, lazy, lackadaisical feeling, you get inspiration, you get ideas, things start popping in your head, you figure out how you want to move forward better, and then you can actually start this new beginning towards the physical in a way that I think is more positive than if you were to just kind of try to keep rushing forward, push without, taking the time to recoup your energy. So I think that this week for my Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs, this is a week of kind of taking a step back, taking a bit of a pause, and letting things flow however they need to flow. And I think as you do that, I think you're going to let in a lot of really great things this week. So Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising, that's it for you. I hope you have an excellent week. And we're going to move on. And welcome to everybody who's here. We've got a lot of people talking in the chat. So thanks, everybody. That's so cool. It's great to see everybody here. And we're going to keep going. Something I mentioned at the beginning, we're currently celebrating 1,500 subscribers. So welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for everybody who subscribed tonight. Welcome, Spacecraft. Welcome. So happy to see everybody here. So to celebrate our 1,500 subscribers, I'm giving away a detailed personal reading from me for free to 2 viewers. So if you go to my website, www.junodrome.com, you can find the link to do that. There is a link to the page here in the description section. So if you look at the description section, you can find a link to where to enter into that drawing, but feel free to do that. We'll be giving that away November 1st. And we're moving on now to Scorpio. So Scorpio, sun, moon, and rising signs. What do my Scorpios need to know this week? All right. Jumping all over the... Ooh, okay. All right, Scorpio, this is kind of an intense one for you, but you're kind of an intense sign, so it balances out, right? You got the Death card. So I think for my Scorpio, sun, moon, and rising, Scorpio, Uranus. Oh, okay. Yeah. For my Scorpio, sun, moon, and rising, this is a moment for you this week where there's some endings happening here. So there's some big, powerful endings coming in some aspect of your life. Usually with the Death card, it tends to be an internal transformation, right? It can be really the ending of a big chapter in life and moving out of a certain situation. And so, oh no, Lioness, no, it's great. I think it's cool that you know your whole chart. I do too, for mine. Well, most of mine. But I think you get a lot out of it. And that's why I try to do these readings for your sun, moon, and rising sign. So you get a big open perspective of what's going on. But Scorpio, with this endings, it's really a moment of allowing things to end, right? I think this week is really kind of, it might feel bittersweet, but there's some big things that are finishing up right now, and you're in kind of a finishing up energy. And just to relate this to astrology, that actually really does remind me of the Pluto, right? The Pluto situation, Pluto in Capricorn. We're in the very end of that huge cycle going on right now. And of course, Pluto is the planet of Scorpio. So actually this makes sense that maybe this moment, it's a bigger moment than obviously just this week. But what's happening is Pluto has come back into Capricorn for the very last time now, for the next like 250-ish years or something like that. So this is a moment where we're ending up this huge cycle that started in 2008, that's finally ending right now. And the end of November, I believe, is when it moves into Aquarius for like 20 years or something. Some of my people who know astrology more can chime in a little bit on that one, but something like that. And so I think for my Scorpio, sun, moon, and rising signs, there's a little bit of that energy coming in here, right? So what big cycles in your life are coming to a close, coming up right now? And this is kind of a moment, I think, that you're being given this week, and maybe even bleeding into the next few weeks, where you're dealing with these endings, these big, powerful endings, these big symbolic endings from major parts of your life, right? Pretty deep, powerful stuff. But like I said, with Scorpio, I'm not surprised, right? That's kind of your whole thing. So allow it in. Allow these big changes to happen. Take it one day at a time. Be close to yourself. With the pay, you got lots of new beginnings too. Yeah, you have this huge ending, but it's remember that endings are opportunities for new beginnings. They're moving into a new period. And so with the Ace of Wands, it's a new period towards inspiration and towards happiness. So this ending is really, you're ending the cycles that you've been flowing through that have been blocking you from being able to really actually pursue the things your heart wants, right? And that you're finally going to be able to, as you allow this to end, to move into a new perspective where you can actually go after the things that you want and try to find that actual things that are going to make you happy, instead of just doing the things that you feel you need, like that you're being told you need to do, or that society expects you to do, or any of those external expectations. This is kind of like finally just saying screw it and flowing towards what you need for yourself and allowing that. So this week might be a little bit of a coming to terms with those cycles, coming to terms with the work that you've done over the past, even 16 years or whatever that is, longer than that, whatever it is for this cycle, the Pluto cycle or whatever, of being able to kind of like finally move through those patterns and move into a more positive place, so that you can like finally find that stuff. And ultimately, it's leaving you with this like really stable place, and so as you do that healing and you do that inner work, just remember, this is coming into a place where you have enough abundance, And this is, it's not just money and wealth, although it can be. Pentacles tend to be that, but they're also just the physical world, It's just having enough. But the thing about the Queen of Pentacles is she has so much that she gives to others, and it leads to her own happiness to be able to give because she has an overabundance. And so allow yourself to do this healing and to do this work to move towards your inspiration so that you have an overabundance of not just wealth, but happiness, of joy, of all of it to be able to share with your whole community. And that's what's coming. That's what's coming. So allow yourself to kind of move into that direction and move to a place where you can feel that. And yeah, I think it's a really good positive week. Even if you're dealing with this kind of big major endings, it leads to these really cool places for you. So Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising, I hope that that's helpful. We are going to move on now to Sagittarius. Yes, Sagittarius is next. Quick things to new people. People are popping in and out of the group. So Empress, sorry. Neptune, Sagittarius and Neptune. All right. Yeah, cool. So we're moving on now to Sagittarius. For everybody who's just tuning in, there was a big, powerful, oh, sweet, Melissa. Awesome. There was a big, powerful channeled message I did. I'm starting these now with these channeled messages. So go ahead and to go back to the beginning at the end if you want. You can check that out. But we're going to move on now to Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. So Sagittarius, what can we expect for Sagittarius this week? Ooh, you got a lot. Okay. Let me put that one away. It's the Queen of Pentacles. And it moved on to the Empress. Ah, I see. No, that's cool. Empress is a good place to be. Absolutely. Okay, so Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising, King of Pentacles. Talking about Queen of Pentacles, that was in Scorpio. Sagittarius, you've got the King of Pentacles. So ultimate abundance. Something about this week is like ultimate stability, feeling in control, feeling like you got it, feeling like things are working out for you. So this is kind of the main takeaway for the week for you, that you have this. So I think what's happening here is you have this, so you don't need to be afraid of taking a step back, right? And so I think you're being called this week, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs, you're being called to take a brief pause, a brief step back to really kind of tune into your own energy, to understand things a little bit more. I know I kept bringing it up, but actually this channeled message talks about that kind of thing. So you may want to check that out. But this is an opportunity for you this week to tune into your own intuition, tune into your spiritual center, and have the faith and the trust that the stability is going to work itself out, right? Because it is. You have the King of Pentacles. Everything is set. So don't worry about that. Take the time you need to rest, to recoup, to rejuvenate, because there's a real sense of needing to recoup your balance this week. Something about this week might be coming in to you might be called to be using a lot of energy. It could be a lot of like spiritual energy, right? It could just be like draining yourself subconsciously by tuning into these spiritual things. There's just things going on where you might need a little bit of extra rest. You might need to take a step back. So just, play the balance right for yourself. Play the balance right for yourself this week. And I think that that's going to help. And also though, you might be able to help other people this week too. So there might be times this week where you're being called to get out there and help others, to lend a hand and support to somebody in need. So if that happens this week, obviously make sure that your own needs are being met before you go out there and help somebody else. But if you have the capacity, that could be something that could help you feel more fulfilled too. It might lead to something in the long run where you end up feeling like really good about yourself, and maybe make some friends along the way, that kind of thing. It might lead to some good situations to help somebody else out this week. So if that happens, you have that opportunity. Finally, you have the Lovers card. So for, this can mean a lot of different things. If you are in a relationship, this could be an opportunity for you to really get deeper in that relationship with others. If you're not, this could be an opportunity to meet somebody this week that could come up. Or if you're not even looking for one, that's totally fine too. This could be about getting closer to your own inner self, right? This could be further developing your relationship with self in a way where you feel stronger about who you are, you feel good about yourself. It could be like really bringing up the self-love, or family dynamic relationships, your loved ones in general, right? Giving back to that. There's just a lot of love energy going around for you this week, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. So open yourself up to it, right? Open yourself up to that love, and give to those that you love. I think there's a real opportunity for giving and receiving and being in this open-hearted place that could leave you feeling really, really satisfied and really happy by the end of the week. So yeah, yep, my son and myself, self-love. Yeah, nice job. Nice job, Lioness. That's awesome. Nice job. Nice. Good for you. I don't know what I'm trying to say. That's good. Good. Family love is good. Okay, so that was Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Who are we moving to next? We're moving to Capricorn. All right, we're really going through these. Nice. Okay, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. What can you expect this week? Also, anybody just tuning in, I am currently giving away a free personal reading, in-depth personal reading to somebody who wants one. Go ahead and check out the description section to find a link to that. We're celebrating 1,500 subscribers, so thank you so much to everybody who subscribed to the channel. And we're going to move on. So this is now Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. What do my Capricorns need to know this week? Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Kristen, thank you so much. That really does mean a lot to me to hear. So I really appreciate that. You never really know how people interpret things, but I get a lot of positive feedback from people, and I really appreciate it. That's so nice of you to say. So thank you. Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. What do you need this week? Capricorn, the first card that came out, and so we should address it right away, is this is a big moment for rest. Rest, recoup your energy, get some sleep. Make sure you're doing that this week. I think, Capricorn energy in general, to me, tends to feel really goal-oriented and really go-getter energy, getting out there, being really practical, having the plan and taking the steps and taking the action and making it happen, right? For whatever reason, that just tends to be the energy I feel from Capricorn. And so this is sort of saying, like, that's important to do that. Make sure you're meeting your goals, whatever you're trying to do. But at the end of the day, though, this week you might be taxing yourself a little bit too much. And so something's going on this week where you really do need to take a step back and let yourself recoup some of that energy, because it's going to be really important moving forward. So take the time to get some rest, to get some sleep, to feel better. Especially if maybe you're feeling sick, obviously clearly not everybody's like that, but if you got a little cold, instead of pushing forward and having that cold turn into like really debilitating illness, you can just nip it in the bud now and sleep, right? So take the time, get some sleep. Ayush Joshi, welcome. I'm so glad you're tuning in to the live reading. That's so cool. I'm glad you caught this. Awesome. Welcome. So take the time, get some sleep, get some rest. And after you do that, I think that it opens up maybe some clearer perspective for you that maybe you're not quite seeing right now. And that perspective might be to move forward and move on and maybe change directions. I'm feeling for a lot of you, this could be a moment where you might be feeling called to change directions. And if you don't take this time to sleep it off and figure things out more, maybe you wouldn't know that a new direction is even necessary. And so this sort of recalibrating energy, I'm feeling this is like a recalibration for you to figure out how to turn that sail moving forward. And so as you do that, I think by the end of the week, you're going to be feeling really inspired to take a new start, to move in a new direction, to change how you were moving from one thing and move into something else, right? And I think you'll be feeling really confident by the end of the week to do that and to get a new start. And that's going to leave you feeling really good. Now, you have one more card. You have the Hierophant. So I think that some extra advice for you, Capricorn, this week is to take the tried and true pathways too. Don't feel like you have to reinvent the wheel. Don't feel like you have to be the only one doing something, right? You could very easily get more, this new direction might be coming from a place of doing it smarter, not harder, right? Where can you outsource some of the labor from this thing? Or, where can you get help here? Or how can you change directions there? I think that there's a little bit of fine tuning that comes in. And by taking that rest and recuperation, I think maybe it'll leave you open to being able to think about those things. Whereas if you just keep trying to push forward, you're not going to make it there. So anyway, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising, that was for you. We're going to move on. And welcome to everybody who's here in the chat. I'm going to just read what's going on. My first time here, and some readers resonate with my placements, even on prominent. That's cool. Yeah, Linus, that's really awesome. Okay, so let's move on. Next up, we've got Aquarius. Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. What can my Aquariuses expect this week? Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. Oh, okay, there it is. Great. All right, Aquarius. This is a week of connecting with loved ones. And family, friends, all those kind of people, celebration. There's really positive things happening in this week. And I think that this is a really extroverted week for you. So really take the time to meet up with your friends. If anybody invites you to anything this week, this is a big, big push to say yes. Say yes, go out there. Even if you're like, I don't know, do I really want to do it? Do it. You never know what's going to happen, right? You might end up meeting somebody or in a situation that's really helpful or something that's going to like really change things and turn in a new direction. And that could be really, really useful for you, right? So go out there, meet new people, have conversations. This could be really like Aquarius is an air sign. I'm just feeling that energy of like, having philosophical discussions at a bar, you know what I mean? Like being in that kind of situation where you're with a bunch of people and, talking about things and being really, philosophizing about life and that kind of thing. I think, by doing that, I think you'll feel really good. And, you'll also, it's an opportunity this week to put down some things. I think that maybe you've been feeling pressure to do a lot of things, to push, to make things happen. And so this week is really, the big common theme that I'll address in the collective reading shortly is most of these cards are talking about taking a step back for one reason or another. So this week is really a really good moment and opportunity for us to just like step back, see what we've done, let things come to us instead of trying to come to things, right? And so for you, Aquarius, I think it's like really just, yeah, there are 10 million things you have to do, quote unquote, whatever that you're putting on yourself, but just take them down for this week, put it all down. They'll be there next week, and get out there and have some fun. Get out there, meet with people, do some things because it's going to help you out, and you've been putting in a lot of work in a lot of areas, and just trust that that work is going to work out, that the work you've done has been enough. And if you're a really hardworking person, chances are putting things down for a week, you'll be itching to get back to it next week, right? So take that time, because I think, ultimately you have the Empress card here, which is, to me, is telling me that there's something brand new that's like really about to be birthed into life for you. And you need to be in this creative energy with others and open things up and hash things out for this new, beautiful new thing to pop into existence, this new idea, this new creative venture, this new something, right? It's being ready to birth into reality for you. And so in order for that to happen, I do think there needs to be this kind of spontaneous energy with other people, not just being alone. This needs, you need other energy to really get to the point where this can work for you. So put down whatever you're holding too hard on, and get out there and have some fun this week, because it's going to lead to some really cool things. So Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising, that's it for you. We're going to move on to Pisces, last sign. So I'm going to just shuffle real quick. Everybody who's in the chat, welcome. Thanks, everybody. Kelly, welcome. Hey, cool. Aquarian appreciates the advice. Awesome. Yeah, get out there. Have some fun this week. Melissa, welcome. Aquarius sounds just like my son Joshua. Cool. And Joshua should get out there and have a good week too. And Kristen, my sister and I are watching together, and we're both giving each other the side eye as how much this resonates for a particular Capricorn. I see. Okay. Yeah, that's funny. Okay, so last one, we got Pisces. Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising. What can my Pisces expect this week? All right. Pisces. Pisces, I think you got a lot of options this week. There's a lot of things coming up to you. And this week, you're going to be given options. So that's good. Take the time to choose the option that best fits your life, right? You got a new beginning here and 2 cards. So this week is a really brand new start for you. It's a new start in the mind, which is huge. So the mental body, the mental sphere, this is about thinking about things differently, choosing a new perspective to open yourself up to and let new ideas come in. So if you're choosing some things this week, choose some of the things that are something maybe even out of the ordinary. Maybe make some choices this week that traditionally you wouldn't do. Right, allow yourself to be spontaneous, because ultimately you have the Ace of Wands as well, which is a new beginning in the passions, in the the things that light you up, the things that excite you, the creative things. This is a really creative and new perspective thought process for you. So I think that, as you're making these choices, you have all these options. Choose the thing that's new, that's vibrant, that's exciting. What's the choice that's going to excite you the most? And let yourself be excited. Don't get caught up in old ways of thinking or old patterns. Let yourself dream of something big and amazing and wonderful and new. And I think by making that choice, you ultimately land in a place at the end of the week where it comes in fast. So this is like speed coming into this new place, this new direction. So don't be afraid to choose, whatever is going to make you the most excited, the most happy, and the most lit up. And by the end of the week, you're catapulting yourself into that new direction. And really exciting energy, I think, for you, Pisces. So for my Pisces Sun, Moon, and Rising, this is a really exciting open week, which is awesome. Okay, so welcome to everybody in the chat. That was the zodiac signs. We're going to move on now. Basically, how I run these, we're going to do a quick collective reading just to get energy that we all need to hear. And then I open up the floor. So if anybody would like a quick, free personal reading, these are super kind of quick readings, so they're not huge and in-depth. But I'd be happy to give you a free little quick reading. I gotta watch my language there. So if you want one, go ahead in the chat now and let me know if you would like one. Just let me know, like, yes, I would like a reading. And if you have a question, you have something specific you want to know, please do put that in the chat as well. And I will get to you in the order of the people who ask for one. So yeah, if you want one, go ahead, say yes. Okay, Linus, I see you on there. And also say, yes, I want one, and tell me the question that you have as well. And we'll get there from there. So I'm going to do the quick collective reading, and then we'll get into the personal readings after that. So I've got Linus, I've got Melissa, I've got Joshi, and I've got Kristen. Okay, good. All right, this is going to be good. This is great. Thanks for being here, everybody. This is cool. Okay. All right. So collectively, what do we need to know this week? The biggest thing, so something different I've done this week that I don't usually do. So everybody tuning into the collective reading, just so you know, there was a channeled message. I did some automatic writing. I think I'm going to lead the weekly readings with these now. So if you want, you can go back to the very beginning to tune into the channeled messages from the automatic writing. There's some cool stuff in there, but it also actually, what was said there, surprisingly or unsurprisingly, if you subscribe to spiritual stuff, had a very similar message to all of the piles too. There's a really big ask of us this week to take a pause, to take a step back, to take a deep breath, and to recoup our energy. So especially if you feel like the universe is putting you in a place of being stuck, it's an opportunity to really recoup and to rethink, right? I think that's huge. Rethink, I think, is a huge key this week for all of us. Rethinking where we're at, rethinking why we are where we are, rethinking the direction that we're moving forward. Being allowed to think about things differently is huge for all of us. Now we have the World card. So collectively, we are moving into a new chapter this week. So there's an up leveling going on for all of us. And I think that's a part of where this catalyst towards, change is coming from. We're moving up, we're moving on. And so don't be afraid this week to take some time to yourself and to really allow yourself to feel good about yourself, allow yourself to feel like you can make things happen, right? This is a woman who's happy being alone and celebrating all of the things that she loves by herself. So sometimes, we need to take some time to ourselves and collect our thoughts and to be in a good place on our own, and then we can go out and share that with others. So just make sure this week that you're taking some time to yourself, and allowing yourself to feel good about yourself. Don't listen to any naysayers this week or anybody who's bringing you down. If anybody's got some negative thinking around you, or is criticizing you for whatever, that's on them, right? Oftentimes that's a reflection of how they see themselves and how they see the world. You don't have to listen to that, right? Just know that you have what you have, and you are who you are, and let yourself feel comfortable about that. Big new beginnings energy as well. That was another big collective theme, and we got that back here. A lot of the signs have a new beginning up this week. This is a new beginning in three different things here. We've got happiness and emotions, so allowing ourselves to feel differently about things and being in a new place. We've got feeling comfortable in the material world and letting ourselves be in this place of positivity and possibility as we bring in new things into our lives, as we make new directions, if we move new places, we go to new restaurants, we do new things, right? Don't be afraid to go to new places this week. And then finally, don't be afraid to let in new inspiration as well. You might change your mind. You might decide you want to try something new. You might do something differently. You might pick up a new hobby. Be open to that this week. And then finally, we got the lover's message. So, tune in with your loved ones, whoever they are, relationships, family, yourself. Just make sure, you're getting a balance of love this week where you're open to the people around you and you're open to the love in your life. And there's a lot of love flowing around. Okay, so we're going to move on now to the personal readings. So let's see who we've got. I've got, who do we got in order? Lioness is first. Then we'll move on to Melissa. And then we've got Ayush Joshi and Kristen. Okay, so Lioness first. You want to know what is the outcome with Taurus and I? Okay, so you have a Taurus person. You want to know what the outcome is with this person. So let's just figure out what is the ultimate outcome with this person. Okay. Okay, so the first card that came out, and I don't always do reversals, but I will because I think they'll be helpful here. You've got the burdens card. So it's a lot. There's something about this relationship or this situation with this person is feeling like it's a lot of work. And maybe it's a little bit one-sided too. Like there might be some one-sided work going on here where maybe you feel like you have to do all of the things, right? And so, just be careful of that. Make sure that you are finding a healthy balance for yourself. And if it's feeling unbalanced, don't be afraid to say something about it. Don't be afraid to try to talk through that. Because ultimately, I do feel a bit of a stuck energy here with this Knight of Pentacles in reverse. With it being in reverse, it's sort of like the Pentacles is the physical energy, so I feel like maybe there's a bit of a stuck energy of not moving forward in something in the material world. So there's maybe some kind of feeling like it's kind of stuck out. And so I think your biggest advice for this is to be the Queen of Wands, to be inspired and to flow towards your inspiration. So the ultimate outcome for this situation, I think maybe it depends on what you want, right? Like, and I think with this too, the Queen of Wands, she manifests things, she moves in the directions, and she goes after what she wants, so just, feel it out yourself. I know that's kind of a cop-out answer, but I think the biggest piece of advice here for you in this reading is sort of like to feel it out, and if you're not feeling inspired and you don't like it and you don't want to be there, you don't have to, right? Or if you feel like, I don't know how did that, okay, that auto, yeah, thumbs down, that might be a bit of a extra extra for you. But so just feel it out. Feel it out. If it's not feeling good, you can move on, right? But if it is feeling good, keep it, right? I think that's the biggest piece of advice for you. Okay, so Lioness, I hope that that's helpful. I'm sorry it's not super detailed, but since they're free readings, I'm just doing little minis. Okay, next up, we've got Melissa. Melissa, did you have okay, you do have one. What time frame should I start dating again? Ah, cool. Okay. All right, let's find out. Melissa, what is your time frame? Time frame for dating. Hopefully we get an exact time here. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm also going to do one card. This card represents the situation. This card represents time. We want a number. Give me a number. Okay. Okay. All right. So when I asked to give a number, we got the devil card. So it's a little bit of a really? I have to give you a number here. A little bit of little cheekiness coming from the spiritual realm here. But let's try to get a time frame for you starting to date. Okay, first up, I think Nine of Cups. This person is very happy being alone. So just putting that out there, right? They're very content on being proud of themselves. Actually, this card gets a lot of bad rap because of the way it's drawn in this deck. He seems kind of smug, but personally, in my own interpretation, I think that the Nine of Cups is about learning how to be really proud and deeply comfortable in your own accomplishments and being really happy for yourself. So I think that, I'll give you the number from this card too, but I think that the most important thing is to not try to set a time frame on it in numbered time, but to set a time frame on internal feeling. And so, make sure before you get out there that you feel good about you in an unshakable way, right? He is not shaken at all by the external world. It doesn't matter if somebody says, "Oh, you shouldn't be proud of that because blah blah blah," or "You're not as good as blah blah," right? He's like, "All right, whatever. I know that I won all these trophies and I feel so good about that and about myself and I feel really good," right? Not in like a cocky way, but like in just being proud of yourself, in a self-love kind of way. So I think that the biggest piece of advice is to make sure that you are feeling pretty confident in yourself first before you get out there. Now, once you do that, I think that, by doing that and being really comfortable with that, you'll be able to recognize the people who are like, maybe not so great, right? So just make sure that you put yourself in a position in a time frame where you're feeling good about yourself again, so that you don't get caught by somebody who's putting you down, and maybe like subconsciously you're also putting yourself down, so you're kind of attracting that. So make sure you're feeling good about that. And I think as soon as you do that, though, you've got the Chariot here, which is like swift, fast movement towards victory. So I think your next relationship is going to be very positive and really good and feeling really victorious. It just might take a little bit of that inner work, and make sure you're doing that. And ultimately, if you wanted a time frame, if you want a number, you have 15 weeks, 15 months. That's a lot. 15 months is a lot. That's a year and a half. So 15 weeks. You can do the math on that. Maybe 15 weeks minimum, I would say. Probably not 15 days. Hopefully that's helpful. Okay. Melissa, that's my reading for you. I hope that resonates. Let's move on. Next up, we've got Ayush Joshi. Ayush, I hope I'm saying your name right. Do you have a question? Ayush, let me know. Okay, you do. I would like to know how I can. Oh, good, Melissa. Great. I'm glad you got nice. That's good. I would like to know how I can be more in tune, more in connection. Okay, where I am not trying to reach to connection, but allowing the connection to reach me. Okay. P.S. I would love a written channeling for me. Okay, well that we could do maybe some other time. But message me. Are you following me on Instagram, Ayush? If you have Instagram, you can find me. If you look up either Junodrome Intuitive Arts or Junodrome Tarot, I think is technically what it is on Instagram, you can DM me on that and I can get back to you. Or on my website, actually, you can go to junodrome.com and go ahead and message me there. There's a contact page. You can do that and I can get back to you that way. And we can talk about a channeled writing because that's a little bit different. But let's see what we get for the cards. You want connection? I'm assuming you mean like spiritual connection. So what do you need to feel like more in connected to your spiritual center, your spiritual self? What do you need for that? Let's find out. Oh, okay. Well, here we go. High Priestess. She's very intuitive. She's feeling very in tune with the spiritual center and with the universe. So, you have this powerful intuitive connection that's here. It's real. And so I think one of the biggest things with that and intuition is kind of like getting out of your own way, which I know it sounds a little tricky to do. And it is actually, it's tricky before you get to a point where you figure it out more. The thing with it is sort of like, this is always here, right? Your intuition is always talking to you. It's always there. And it's really just the overthinking mind that gets in the way. And that's what you have here with this anxiety card. So like the difference between intuition and anxiety is intuition will never scream at you. It will never yell at you. It's usually slower. It's slower in pace, right? Whereas anxiety is fast, it's painful, and it's loud, right? So if you've got some things going on where you're thinking, and oh my God, I can't believe this, and this is going to happen, and this is going to happen, and this is going to happen, right? If you get to that kind of place, that's a disconnected place. But it's okay, right? It's okay to be there too. Like this isn't something necessarily to look down on yourself about. The thing with the anxiety and that kind of thing and the overthinking and all that, mind chatter is that's just thinking. And so understanding that you as a person are not those thoughts, that's the biggest thing. And that's a really hard thing to kind of get a connection with, but understanding that you are not your thoughts, you are the awareness that exists behind those thoughts, right? As you start to get that kind of perspective, that's where you can start to hear the intuitive stuff a little bit more. And like I said, the intuitive stuff is happening all the time. You are getting intuitive messages, whether you realize it or not. Like it's happening, and usually it's more in feelings though. It's like feeling things out, feeling like, oh, uh, and sometimes it's like feeling things from what other people say. If somebody says something to you that's like really exciting and really vibrant, like, oh wow, I wish I could do that, that is a nudge from your intuition to say, actually, maybe you should be doing that, right? Maybe you can be doing that. Maybe you can go after that thing. So just, because lastly, your advice for how to really feel more connected is to start following the things that excite you. The more that you can go after the things that really make you feel excited and happy and wanting more out of life, the more that you do that, the more connected you'll feel, because your intuition wants to align you with the things that excite you. And we let society usually and our subconscious programming from society tell us what we shouldn't do and why all of our dreams are stupid and shouldn't happen or can't happen for us, right? But the thing is, all of our dreams are different and all of our inspirations are different and everybody's unique. So, your inspiration that you want is not the same thing that everybody wants. And sometimes that can be helpful to realize, because that can help you understand that you can go after the things that you want because it's a unique to you. It's all about what you need for you, and you don't have to let anybody else's thoughts or thinking or anything get in the way of that, right? So anyway, I hope that that's helpful. I hope that that makes sense. One final card. What's one easy, quick thing you can do to be in connection? It's just to not be so, to not hold back, not hold back so much, not be so afraid that things are going to disappear, right? Be more. comfortable and open in being here in the present moment, and not think that by doing that you're going to lose something, because you're not. You can be here and now and let things go from the future and just come back to the present moment, and that, I think, can help you feel more connected. So yeah, I hope that's helpful. Okay, great. Oh, good. Okay, I'm glad. Next up, we've got hold on, I just want to make sure we get the right order for everybody. So we had Lioness first, then we had Melissa, then we had Ayush, now we have Kristen. Okay, Kristen, you're next. I'm in the second stage of decay, so I'm dead from that quickie comment. Oh. Let's see what else he gets. Thank you. Kristen says, okay, how can I best handle a delicate situation that I'm having as much grace and kindness while having to remain firm and protective? Okay, yep. That's a tricky thing. Kristen, yes, Patreon is coming. That's something I'm going to be launching on November 1st. So stay tuned with the drawing. It's actually a great place for me to say that. I'm giving away a free personal reading from my page. You can go to junodrum.com for that. But what I'm going to sneakily tell you now, I was going to announce on the 1st, I will be launching a Patreon that will be the way to buy private readings for me from now. So yeah, a Patreon is coming. The Patreon, I'm still kind of figuring out what we want. So actually, if you have any ideas, please let me know in the comments of what you would look for from a Patreon account. I'm still kind of researching what the best things to offer from that would be. But what my idea for the tiered plans is, basic tier, you'll get 2 private reading. Ooh, balloons. You'll get 2 readings from me that are like collective readings, Patreon collective readings. And for some of the higher level tiers, I think the highest level tier, you will get 1 20-minute pre-recorded personal reading from me, at least at the beginning when I don't have a lot of people joining. I think that's how I'm going to sell my private readings. So at least the video ones, and then I'll sell one-on-one sessions, of course, separately. But that would be a good way to get in on the private readings for me for now. I don't need to get into it super detailed about my life and my situation, but currently I'm not living in the US. I'm teaching English in South Korea, but I'm moving back to the US. And so for legal reasons, I can't accept money, and, there's a lot going on, but very soon I will be able to do that again. So that's kind of where I'll be launching the Patreon in November. Anyway, I'm rambling, but if you have any ideas for what you would like from a Patreon account from me, please let me know. I would love to know what kind of things I can offer that you would want. But it is time for Kristen's reading. We need to know how you can best handle a delicate situation with having as much grace and kindness while still remaining firm and protective. Okay. Yeah. First of all, have those boundaries up. Like, it can feel difficult to do, and sometimes it really is, but you know what you need, and stay firm. But let's see. Yeah, I do feel that there's a bit of a feeling of conflictedness, especially even just from the question itself, but there's a feeling that, almost like you're looking at it. I think that you're looking at this with a false dichotomy, first of all, this situation. To me, it feels like you're like, okay, well, I can either be a pushover and be nice, or be really firm, but also be a jerk, right? And you're like, yeah, I want to find a way to not be in this false dichotomy. The big thing to remember is you're not being a jerk, first of all. Well, a couple things. Having strong, firm boundaries is fine, and it is okay to do, and you're not being a jerk. And if somebody's not listening to that, they're the ones who are being a jerk, right? And so, also, you can't control how you're seen in the eyes of others. People are going to see what they're going to see, and sometimes it's going to feel really crappy when somebody's not looking at you right? That happens. That's an aside, though. The rest of your cards, though, how can you really do this from a place where at least you're going to leave the situation feeling good, right? is to be the King of Cups. Be the King of Cups. He's a really good one because he's a masculine energy, but he is so in tune with his emotions and with the emotions of everyone in the room. He's very, very empathetic, but he still comes from the masculine place of doing, pushing, getting out there, right? And so I think that you're being encouraged to be compassionate with whoever you're dealing with, to be comfortable, to be feeling what they need. You can show them that you understand and empathize with their emotions in the situation, but be firm in who you are and what you need. And also too, I think a big thing is kind of maybe leaving your own perspective from the situation a little bit too. Trying to find, this is an aside for you now, I think when you have the opportunity not around this person, take some time to try to look at this from the macro level. I think that can be really helpful for you, of kind of like the hawk symbolism in spirituality, where the hawk on the ground, you could be in this big fight, right? Or in this big tense situation, but the hawk is able to go up and fly into the sky. And when you look at the situation from the sky perspective, they're just like little ants running around, right? So there's a way, if you can, take some time to try to think and see this from a more global perspective, a more external perspective. And that perspective is going to really help you when you come back into this a little bit more from a place, like you could be more empathetic with this person, um, a little bit more reserved from this person, and um, that's going to help you. You know what? Also, too, that hawk perspective, it makes everything feel a little bit less dire. When you're on the ground, it feels really like a dire, tense thing. But from that external perspective, you start to see, well, what's the worst that's going to happen, even if it doesn't work out? It's like in the grand scheme of my life, this situation might be some tiny blip that, like, will I even remember it 10 years from now? That kind of thinking can be really helpful in being able to say, okay, well, this is what I need, and I'm going to go in and I'm going to do it, because ultimately you have the wheel of fortune. So I see this situation working out in your favor in a way that, maybe, like I said, 10 years from now, you won't look on it with regret. You might not even look on it at all. Right. So, yeah, I hope that that's helpful. And I hope that it works out for you really well, And Kristen, that's my reading for you. Who do we got next? Melissa, we did. Kristen, we did. I think we're on to Spacecraft. Spacecraft, you still with us? I'm going to read for you. We've been thinking of working towards relocating to a different area. Is this a positive direction? Let's see. Relocation. Is it a positive thing to relocate? Okay. So, first card that came out. Ooh. Okay, this is good. First card that came out. Don't overthink it. I think that's a big one. I'm just getting a bit of a worriness card. With these two together, it's sort of like, there's two ways to think about this. Sort of like you've either got there's two ways to think about this situation. Like this is like rushing, and this is like clear thinking. So you're definitely like, make sure you don't rush anything. That's one aspect of this. And make sure that you're thinking about everything really, really clearly. But ultimately, I see it being really positive because you have the Emperor here. The Emperor is in control of their life, and they get out there and they make it happen. And you've got the King and the Queen of Pentacles here. So, ultimately this is a very abundant move, right? I think so. I'll let people know. I know these people personally, so I know who I'm talking to. But this is you both as the King and the Queen of Pentacles, right? Getting out there and starting a new kingdom here with that Pentacles thing. So, Yeah, I think it's really positive. I think it's really positive. Hey, Jillian, welcome, welcome. Awesome. That's cool. All right, I know a bunch of people here. So yeah, just don't overthink it. But also don't be hasty. Make sure you're dotting your I's and you're crossing your T's about this situation. Thinking very analytically through every possibility, making sure that you feel good and you feel comfortable about it. But ultimately, you got some super abundance energy, and also kind of like it being an opportunity to feel like you're in the driver's seat of life in maybe a way you haven't felt in a minute, where it's like, no, like I'm in control, I can make this happen. And then ultimately, you move one place, it doesn't work out, you can do something else, right? So yeah, so that's good. Anyway, I hope that that's helpful for you, spacecraft, and we can move on. Yeah, awesome. Let's see. Agreed. Favorite reader beginning today. Oh, Melissa, thank you. That's so sweet. I really appreciate that. Hello, Jillian. Welcome. Hey, Jillian, do you want a free personal reading? I'm giving them out right now. If you want one, go ahead and put a question in the thing. Just got finished recording the introduction for the Samhain and thought I would see how you're doing. Oh, thank you. Well, I clean up the edited videos. Nice. Cool. That's excited. I'm excited for our Samhain celebration stuff. Jillian and I are in a group together here in Korea. So friends, yay friends. Jillian, you want a reading? I'll give you one. Does anybody else want one too? So we're open. The floor is open. If there's a lot of people in here right now, which is great. So if I haven't given you a reading yet and you would like one, please feel free to let me know in the comments, and I would be happy to give you one. Let me know. Did I get everybody? I think I got everybody. Yeah, okay, great. Yeah, job direction. The hunt is hot and cold and hot and cold. Okay. And great, Kelly. Yeah, I'll give you one too. Okay. So, Jillian, job stuff. What do we think? What do we need to know? What's going on? Give Jillian some career advice here. What's going on with jobs? Ooh, okay. Aha. Great. Okay. So, Jillian. Ooh, okay. You're coming out of the struggle. First of all, I think that's it's big to know you're still in the struggle here, but you're gonna come out on top of it. And things are coming up right now where you're gonna be feeling like you can come up and out and beyond it, right? So there's real opportunity to come out of feeling stuck about this and like really come into a firm understanding of things. With the ultimate outcome here, there's a sense of abundance here, right, is available to you. So as you're looking for things and you're making choices, know that you're worth it, right? You're worth a bunch. So don't take little as an answer, right? You got real abundance coming to you, so it's here. And there might be a tendency to feel as though you have to take on a lot, right? This might be feeling really overwhelming and like you've got a lot going on here, but ultimately, like, I feel there's a feeling of walking away too. So that's interesting. Don't be afraid to walk away. Yeah. Don't be afraid to walk away from the opportunities that are too much work and not enough pay, right? Stay strong in the pursuit. Even though it's a struggle, like you're going to find the right opportunity. It's going to happen. So don't be afraid to like really cut out the things that aren't really right for you and find it. Now, timeline, let me give you a timeline. What are we doing for timing? Give me a number. Give me a number, cards. 10, 10, 20. 20? 20 days? 20 days. I don't know. In the next 20 days, you're going to find more stuff. Maybe. I don't know. It's judgment too. So judgment is like coming to a clearer perspective on things. I don't know. Did that give you any answers? I hope so. Let me know what you think about that. I hope that was helpful. Yeah, you're worth it. Find the right thing. It's going to happen. You're going to find the right thing. I feel it for you. Don't be afraid to walk away from something that's not working. Okay, Kelly, do you have any specific career question or just more like general advice on career direction? Just gonna shuffle a little bit because I can do, okay, well, all good till the timing. That timing is strange. Walking away is why it feels hot and cold and bouncing. Yeah, okay. Take the timing with a grain of salt. I just wanted a number. I don't know if it's days. I don't know if it's weeks. I don't know if it's whatever. But just, something about 20. The number 20. I don't know if the number 20 means anything. Something about 20. An address with 20. I don't know. Okay, stay on the current path or make a change. Great, easy. I love doing that. Weeks could be an option. Yeah, okay, 20 weeks. Could be 20 weeks. I don't know. Okay, so I'm going to do stay, go. We'll see that. So what does it look like if you stay? What does it look like if you change? Stay. Okay. Oh. Change. Ooh. Interesting. Nuance. There's nuance in this reading. Oh, Melissa, yes, the 20th of a month. Yes, the 20th could be a thing too. The 20th of some month. That's very true. Ugh. Okay, so staying. Interesting. Staying means first up anxiety, right? So that's something, there's a lot of overthinking, anxiety, anxiousness in staying. And then stuckness too, is that continuation of feeling stuck and like you can't move forward. However, there is coming out of that stuckness too in staying. So staying does give you an opportunity to feel as though you can move through it. You can move beyond it. There will be opportunities and situations in staying that break things open to a new place, to a new level. But he's still fighting, right? He's still struggling. So there's still the aspects of the struggle, but maybe you get a clearer perspective on how you can move through it in a way that's less totally stuck. And ultimately, we've got the Queen of Wands, so she can manifest anything in. So something about staying does continue to let you feel like you can manifest something special, something great, right? That manifestation power doesn't go away even if you stay in that situation, right? So that's important to remember. Now, if you go, interesting, we have a dichotomy. So going does lead to ultimate happiness. So that's good. Like we can lead with that. Going, ultimate happiness. Change, you do have happiness here. However, it's important to remember that, some of the things that bind you, some of the struggles that you have, with the devil card, this is the things that we do that keep us feeling stuck or keep us feeling like we can't move forward. That kind of thing, that might keep coming with you, right? Because it's like you are going to be with you, so all of your patterns that you might have in one place, you're going to take with you to another place. So just keep that in mind. Attendance, whatever that means to you, right? Whatever that means to you. I won't define it, but like if you have any kind of like patterns or tendencies or things that you do, not in anything scary or anyways, but just like knowing yourself, knowing the things that might lead you to feeling stuck or lead you to feeling blocked or anything like that, those kind of things could come with you to this next place too. But that doesn't mean that you won't find like actual true happiness in this place. And so, ultimate happiness being here is amazing. Those two are kind of like a blip and a blip. You got happiness, but then you also got like, our stuffness to deal with too, but ultimately though, there's a bit of this change that you won't get all the answers right away either with this move or this change. And so, there's no guarantee it's going to work out. Like there's no knowing that it's going to work out. You do have ultimate happiness though by doing it, but it's sort of like, there might be a little bit of anxiety from moving, obviously, because you don't know what's going to happen. But just trust that you have the next step ahead of you. You'll always have the next step illuminated, even if you don't know the whole big picture. the next step will be illuminated as you continue to walk in whatever this direction is. And so you have one jump that you can take, you take that jump. And then once you're there, you see the next one and you take it and you move, and you see the next one and you take it and you move, right? And so that, you know, even if it's scary and you don't see the whole where it's leading, it is still leading to something, which is important to remember. And then finally, you have the Four of Cups, which, you know, is kind of like the universe is giving you a gift and you're looking at other things. And so I think maybe potentially that might be a part of where this devil card is coming, is like, you know, even if you take this leap, you know, you might be still looking at some things that aren't working. And so that might be something to pay attention to, is like, you know, you have ultimate happiness here for you if you do that move, right? So I hope that's helpful. I hope that helps you think of things clearly. And yeah, so that's it for you, Kelly. Thanks for watching. Who do we got next? Do we have anybody next? Jillian, weeks could be an option, or the 20th of the month. Ayushi, this reading was awesome. Things I needed to hear and reminded of. Oh, great! I'm so glad that was really helpful for you. And yay, Kristen! Yeah, everybody's BFFs now. Yes, I'm glad. You know, a weekly community starting here is so good. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. Thank you for commenting in the chat. It's so great to have people hanging out, building this community one video at a time. If you have any ideas for me of things you want, like what kind of readings do you guys like? Because I know we all come from different parts of the YouTube communities here. You know, everything's different. I before doing lives, I mean, this channel started as a pick a card tarot reading channel, and I still do pick a card readings, but I am looking to expand to different directions and stuff. So if there's anything you guys want, you know, let me know here, or you can comment somewhere else. Also, if you want a more in-depth reading, these were just little quick readings, but if you want a free in-depth reading for me, I am doing that drawing right now. So in the description section of this video, you can find a link to my website, junodrome.com. There is a place there where you can enter in your information, and I'll be announcing the winner on November 1st, when hopefully I will also be launching the Patreon. So that's the thing going on. And yeah. Any final thoughts? Anybody have any final thoughts before I end it? Anything you need to say? Give a second. Any final cards? Let's see. If you can leave some final comments if you want. You don't have to. And I will end us on the Chariot. So with the Chariot, I think oh, Kristen, thank you so much. With the Chariot here, there's some really like fast moving energy towards victory coming in for us here this week. So hang in there. Hang in there. It's coming. We're getting there. Best of luck on your travels. Thanks, Kristen. Best of luck to everybody else on your travels. And catch you later. See you next week. And also see you in the videos. You can, there'll be some pick a cards coming up this week. So tune in. Bye.